The social issue I chose is how people judge characters based on the tattoos on their body. I chose this issue because I am a tattoo artist and I have several tattoos. I have been a victim of people judging me for who I am because of what tattoos are put on my body. My proposal uses satire by creating a system that will score a candidate's physical appearance in order to be hired. Tattoo protocol for being hired in a work environment. Before you get hired, you should have to go through a multiple step interview process. The first part of this is it to fill out a job application and answer some questions for the employer as needed. After you have submitted the application, you will be waiting to hear back from your employer. If you have been chosen for the job opportunity, they will give you a rundown of the company tattoo protocol, employment policy. A big part of this protocol is that every applicant has to take clear pictures of all their tattoos from different angles and upload them into a database system for the company to look at, or any company to look at. Any employer can view your tattoos in this database, including where they are on your body, what size they are of each one, the color on them, the design, the words if there's no designs, the meaning, and whether or not you've chosen to cover them or not. This database is for employers to decide if they want to hire you based on their policy related to the job and their tattoo policy as well. The database will assign a rating to each tattoo and provide an overall score for each candidate, similar to like a credit score. A candidate with no tattoos would have a score of 1,000, and then points are deducted from the perfect score. Obviously, tattoos that are used for profanity or discriminate based on the federal or state government. Equal opportunity policies will have the highest negative score. Tattoos that are more visible based on location, such as like face, neck, hands, will also have a higher negative score. If the employer decides that the candidate is not a good fit based on the overall score, they will receive an adverse action letter informing them the reason that they have not been hireable. At this time, a candidate could provide an exemption and or choose to comply with the company's hiring policy related to covering their tattoos. This could mean the company could require them to wear long pants, long sleeves, shirts that are covering everything, gloves, applying a bunch of makeup to cover up any tattoos they have, or any other kind of articles of clothing that are going to be able to cover all their tattoos while they are in the work environment and on the job. The company will also require every year for an employee to update their portfolio in the tattoo database. They will need to upload any changes within the 24-hour period. Anytime the company also reserves the right to do random selections for employees for a tattoo inspection. If employees get a new tattoo, it must be uploaded within 24 hours for an employer to get it reviewed by them, but also run it through the database, and they must meet the requirement score or they may be terminated. This policy will help all businesses deliver a legendary service and ensure that all employees will be free from any judgment by the customers. We all know that everyone believes that tattoos are not professional and it affects business. There are tons of people that are very judgmental based on tattoos. Customers make assumptions on a person's character as well as the employer who hires them based on their appearance. For employees that have acceptable or appropriate tattoos and employers with customers that are non-judgmental industries may have more flexibilities with their policy, they're hiring employees with a lower score. While creating a database for tattoos, professional business will have more of an effective way of deciding if the candidate is able to work in a professional company or not. This tattoo database will also help with, most importantly, the ways of seeing the possible employees that will be in a professional company. It will let the employers know and understand and get a better judgment for the applicants by looking at their body art in the database before even giving a person an offer to a job.
State your name, please.
Chanel Averitt.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a VP General Manager of a financial services staffing firm.
Okay. I just gave you my tattoo protocol for being hired in a work environment. May I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
What was your first reaction to this proposal?
Well, since I work in the staffing industry and we hire people all the time, I think that it violates the employment law.
Okay. My next question, do you think this proposal is serious or satirical, and why?
I think that it's satirical. The reason why I think it's satirical is there's no way that this could ever be. It's just not possible that you could judge people based on looks, or that it's discrimination. And so nobody would allow for it to happen. I mean, there would be a ton of lawsuits.
My next question, what real issue do you think the proposal is criticizing?
Well, I think it's basically criticizing that people, regardless of what you look like or your appearance or what you choose to put on your body, whether it's piercing, tattoos, or the color of your skin, that you shouldn't be judged. You should be judged on when you're hired based on your skill set, your education, your background and experience.
And my very last question, did your opinion change after discussing this?
No, my opinion did not change.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Please state your name.
Colton Sedman.
What do you do for a living?
I work at a restaurant. I cook.
Okay, I just gave you my tattoo protocol for being hired in a work environment. Can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah.
Okay, the first question is, what is your first reaction to this proposal?
I think it could work in certain jobs, but for like a basic job like where I work I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't be asking for the job if that was the requirements.
Okay, second question, do you think the proposal is serious or satirical, and why?
I think it could be serious. I think it could be used for a lot of jobs, but on like a lower end level for like just a kid trying to get a job for high school would not be very serious now.
All right. My next question, what real issue do you think the proposal is criticizing?
I think it's criticizing people that like to express themselves with their body and the things that they put on them. Yeah.
And then my last question, did your opinion change after discussing this?
No, my opinion did not change after discussing it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you please state your name?
Derek Averitt.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an art director for a company here in San Diego.
So I just gave you my tattoo protocol for being hired in a work environment. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
What was your first reaction to this proposal?
A little bit absurd.
Do you think the proposal is serious or satirical? And why?
Satirical because I find it's an invasion of privacy. It used to be where tattoos weren't as prevalent as they are now. And, 10 years ago, people had to cover up their tattoos, but it's became so popular and such the norm that everyone has them, so companies have disowned their cover-up rules and moved forward with that.
Okay. Next question. What real issue do you think the proposal is criticizing?
I think it's criticizing an invasion of privacy.
And the last question, did your opinion change after discussing it?
No.
All right, thank you. That is all my questions.
After interviewing all 4 people, they thought that my protocol was ridiculous, and one thought it wasn't ridiculous, but also did at the same time, just depending on the job. They all thought it was mainly satire and then somewhat serious. 2 of the interviews I did have tattoos, and one of them also works in human resources, and she also has a tattoo. They felt like a person should not be judged on the job based off what they have tattooed on their body. One also mentioned that it was invasion of personal privacy. They did not consider it for a minute. I was very professional and serious when I was reading it to them. I think they were a bit shocked in listening to it like I did. Like, did I really just say that? I did have to explain what satire meant. I think it was hard for them to believe that having so many tattoos. I do think that when you speak seriously and with passion, it makes you sound more believable. If the people I interviewed didn't know me and had my tattoos covered up, it might have been more believable and maybe more persuasive. But since I have so many tattoos, it's a little hard to find it more persuasive. The last person I interviewed had no tattoos and just wanted to know kind of based off and kind of thought it was satire and also thought it was more serious due to the factor that he just thought it was depending on the job. So, thank you.